Notorious sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell has quietly been moved to a cushy prison camp known as a club fed, as she tries to hash out a deal to divulge her sordid secrets about late pedophile ex Jeffrey Epstein. The 63-year-old convicted child sex pest was transferred from a lockup in Florida to the minimum security prison camp in Bryan, Texas. The Federal Bureau of Prisons, BOP, confirmed to the Post on Friday. No reason was given for the move, but it comes days after she met Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche twice while trying to seek immunity and a deal to spill her secrets about Epstein. The notorious madam, who is serving 20 years for helping Epstein groom and abuse underage girls, is now in a prison for non-violent inmates who are allowed to roam the grounds with limited or no perimeter fencing. According to the BOP's website, she will be neighbors with well-known white-collar criminals, including Elizabeth Holmes, the disgraced fraudster convicted of ripping off investors in her now-defunct blood testing company Theranos, as well as Real Housewives of Salt Lake star and convicted scammer Jen Shah. It's one of the best prisons for anyone to go to, Josh Lepird, regional vice president for the Prison Officers Union that includes Maxwell's new camp, told the Houston Chronicle on Friday. When you hear people say club fed, they're talking about places like FPC Bryan. Maxwell is supposed to be locked up until 2037. Yet inmates typically only go to a camp if you have just a couple years left, Lepird told the outlet. But if someone is a cooperating witness, they can request a lower security level. Her unexpected move from Federal Correctional Institution Tallahassee was handled directly by BOP officials, rather than U.S. Marshals, according to the New York Sun, which said it included a brief stopover in FCI Oakdale in Louisiana. No reason was given for the unexpected move. Maxwell's lawyer, David Oscar Marcus, also declined to elaborate, saying, "We can confirm that she was moved, but we have no comment." However, the sudden transfer comes a week after Blanche, the DOJ's second-in-command and formerly President Trump's defense lawyer, huddled with the disgraced British socialite and her lawyer at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Tallahassee. It's unclear what Maxwell and Blanche discussed at the meeting, or whether anything the convicted predator says would be considered credible, but her lawyer stressed afterward that she honestly answered Blanche's questions. The DOJ in 2022 expressed doubts that Maxwell could be truthful, accusing her in court papers of a significant pattern of dishonest conduct and failing to take responsibility for her heinous crimes. A Manhattan jury convicted Maxwell in 2021 on sex trafficking charges for serving as Epstein's right-hand woman, a sophisticated predator that lured girls into the dead financier's orbit from at least 1994 to 2004, prosecutors noted. 4 women testified at the convicted sex fiend's trial about Maxwell courting them and trafficking them to Epstein to be sexually abused. However, Maxwell's lawyers claim she was made a scapegoat for Epstein's twisted schemes after Epstein died in a Manhattan federal jail in 2019 while awaiting his own trial. The Trump White House has faced renewed pressure in recent weeks to release more information about the government's probe into Epstein. U.S. Attorney Pam Bondi vowed earlier this year to release a cache of Epstein files, which could include juicy information on what the feds seized from the financier's mansions. But she later backtracked, saying that no further disclosures would be warranted. Justice Department officials are currently lobbying 2 New York federal judges to release grand jury testimony from investigations into both Maxwell and Epstein. But such information would only include the accounts of 2 law enforcement witnesses, the feds disclosed this week. Such a disclosure, if the judges sign off, would only amount to a fraction of the 300 gigabytes of Epstein-related material that DOJ and FBI officials have said they have in their possession. Maxwell has also offered to testify to a congressional committee about Epstein, but only if granted immunity for what she says.